All right, welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And Gary wants to read on his bestest buddies in the whole wide world,
I
Vladimir Putin
do.
and Donald Trump. And
Yes.
if you could throw some Elon Musk in there as a
Mm.
star-crossed threesome, it would
Mm.
be amazing. Good thing
Oh,
he's had COVID and he lost his sense of smell years ago. So
yeah.
the stink that comes from those three rotting corpses never offends his nostrils.
All we need is like Laura Loomer in the bandstand cheering him on, you know.
Ew! Do we have to talk about Laura Loomer?
Well,
Ew!
you had a very interesting video on Laura
Yeah,
Loomer
I had
that
an
came out
interesting video on Laura Loomer.
on
Yuck.
Friday.
It went back to those adage of don't ask a question you don't want to hear the answer to.
Yeah, I tell that to my wife fairly frequently. Don't ask me something you don't really want to know the answer to.
Ew. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah, so
More
someone in the comments had asked, and I thought it was a very intriguing question, whether Putin and Trump were karmically linked. And I thought, hey, that's a really good question. I should we should do a reading on that. So I pitched it to David, and he didn't have any ideas. So he said, okay, well, we may as well do that.
I will say this is not a novel idea by us. Many intuitive has stated that they see a karmic link, not the least of which would be like Linda G or Marianne or Dr. Lena. So it's not like, or even Kim from Intuitive View. It's not like we're coming up with this groundbreaking idea, but that doesn't mean we can't examine it too.
We can throw our sombrero into that ring there.
Ay, 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 frijoles.
Yeah. So
you can do the Mexican hat dance.
Well, if I knew how to dance and I had a hat, I probably could.
Maybe you could do the
I could do the Mexican beer drinking dance.
That's like yeah. Anyways, why don't we look? I'm gonna let you start off here.
Thanks. Let's look at the energy between
Donald and
Vlad. So for entertainment purposes only, let's look at the energy between Trump and Putin. I mean, Trump is like a big Putin fanboy, and Putin definitely likes being able to manipulate Donald. So
thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. So don't say he likes Trump; he likes to manipulate him.
Exactly. He's a useful idiot. So let's look at the energy between the two of them. How they're. I wonder if they've been star-crossed lovers over the eons.
Ew.
Okay, foundation of the reading is the High Priestess, keeper of secrets. Ask the right question, I'll give you the right answer. So, okay, here's a question: are Putin and Trump karmically linked? What's their energy together?
I've got this vision of girls at a slumber party playing Truth or Dare.
I was hoping you'd say they'd be having a pillow fight, but okay. No. That's a different vision. That must have been your reading that came out on Friday.
Yeah.
The cross is the Eight of Wands. There's so many actions that are occurring right now. A lot of things happening quickly, maybe too quickly. Trying to stay on top of all of this stuff. Of course, the Eight of Wands is also communications and keeping your communications silent. Don't broadcast everything, all the secrets that we're keeping, because one of those secrets may involve the Seven of Swords, which some people have suggested that could be stealing the election. I don't know who would.
One person's probably better than the other at keeping secrets. What do you think?
Yeah, you think?
The other one blows out what he wants like a bullhorn.
Now, don't worry, Vlad. I'm going to keep all these swords nice and secret. You can to.
The other thing I kind of get from that is they're both willing to screw the other person over first chance.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't fall asleep if I'm awake.
Yeah.
In the past, the Two of Swords had choices to make. Could be, hey, they might have a choice to go through this life together or finally separate. Current energy is the Page of Swords. Just going out there and wreaking havoc. You know, just
yeah, I'm gonna stop you there, Iceman.
what's that?
What's the low energy version for the Page of Swords?
Um,
Spy.
oh, spy in the camp.
Yep. And who's Agent Krasnov?
That's true. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
'Cause I tend to not go to the low energy. I tend to look at, just let's create as much chaos as we can together. Together we can rule the world.
How can you read a Trump thing and not go to the lowest energy possible?
Well, it depends on the card.
Right. That's where the temperature's fine. Come on in and join us.
Okay, it could be spy in the camp. It could be let's wreak havoc. We're young and powerful, and we can take on everybody.
Oh,
the overarching energy, because if we do that, we're going to be victorious, and we will celebrate all of our victories. Because the two of them have the same mentality, which is, if I win, you lose. But if you win, I lose. There's no win-win situation here. It's very they do everything very transactional. Lesson to be learned: the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is typically, waiting, being patient. Keep a lookout in the future, because your ship was coming in, or at least you'll be able to see what's coming at you. How is this gonna end? What's the energy between the two of them? Page of Wands, just coming up with new messaging. I have no idea what this is telling me.
I totally get what this is telling you.
Oh, please enlighten me.
You've just described Vladimir Putin's operation, or Russia's operation, to get Donald Trump as there you go, an agent. So you start off with the KGB. Mm-hmm. Messaging with Trump, coming up with ideas how to get him in there, and underneath it is how do we steal this guy. They come to some decisions on how to get him. They incorporate him basically bring him in as a spy, run him for the election. He wins the election. Now he's going to take his orders from overseas because he has his loyalties there, and he becomes a mouthpiece for Russia.
There you go. And that flowed so nicely.
So simple. It might be easier because I'm just sitting here watching you flip the cards. Like, oh, yeah, there we go. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, well, this is good. Sometimes you just need
that. I wonder what the outcome's going to be. It's like, I am too. How is this going to come out? Oh, Page of Wands. Oh, okay. Something simple. I do what Daddy tells me to.
Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And you notice that Russia was not one of the countries that had reciprocal tariffs put on it.
I heard North Korea didn't have reciprocal tariffs.
Russia, Belarus, North Korea, and Cuba. And the argument is, well, we already have sanctions against all those countries, so we don't need to tariff them too.
Yeah, okay.
But we do have tariffs against islands that hold nothing but penguins on them.
Yeah, well, I've heard that. The penguins are very upset.
So for those who haven't heard yet, the reciprocal tariffs are not reciprocal tariffs. They're basically they're looking at the trade gap, the trade deficit between countries.
Yeah.
It's the amount of stuff that is imported by that country, or the amount that they export to us versus the amount they import from us. You come up with a percentage, and then that's how Trump came up with his tariffs.
Seriously?
Basically.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
And but when Trump's team was called out on that, they presented a mathematical formula with a couple of extra Greek letters in the denominator. And one was the threat that it would increase prices, and then the other one was consumer confidence. And the threat to increase prices, they gave it a value of 4, and the consumer confidence, they give it a value of 0.25. And they multiply them together. For those who don't get the math, it turns into 1. So it basically cancels itself out. So they made it really fancy, but in the end of the day, it was exports divided by imports.
Oh my God. That is hysterical. And of course, anyone watching Fox Entertainment News is thinking that this is genius.
Yeah, 4D chess.
They factored in consumer confidence and risks of price. Yeah, we factored that in.
It sounds really good until they assign them constant numbers as opposed to variable numbers. Good God. Just Keystone Cops,
Oh
man.
my
Just
gosh.
Keystone Cops.
That kind of reminds me of there was a Far Side cartoon where I forget what the caption was, the punchline, but it was basically a couple of scientists and they have a piece of paper and it says E equals MC cubed, and it was like mathematician humor or something like that. And they're all just like doubled over laughing because it wasn't E equals MC squared, it was cubed or something like that. It's like
hilarious.
Hysterical. Nothing like math jokes.
Yeah, exactly. I want to look at I'm going to take this back here. I want to look at what was Vladimir Putin's relationship with Donald Trump in past lives.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that ought to be a fun little one here.
It seems like they have.
There's
like
very much
There's
very much the star-crossed lovers with
Yes.
Shelley Duvall and Michael Palin.
Yes.
fruit.
The problem is back.
Problem. Vladimir certainly seems to carry a big brother, if not daddy, vibe to Donald Trump's hero worship vibe. So I want to know what Vladimir Putin's relationship with Donald Trump is in previous lifetimes. Let's rip through this thing here. Page of Pentacles. Okay, hang on.
You.
Page of Pentacles versus the King of Pentacles.
It says it all, doesn't it?
Father like son. And the Magician card underneath there. I think these guys have had a father-son relationship in previous lifetimes, and they have probably manifested this father-son relationship now for multiple lifetimes. I will say this, more likely Putin's been the father and Trump's been the son, but that doesn't mean that they don't switch those roles on occasion, because when we take multiple lifetimes, we take different roles. A father could be extremely proud of his son, and a son could really admire his father. Mm-hmm. So if Donald Trump was the son and Putin was the father, Donald Trump's looking up at his daddy going, oh, I just want daddy's love. And if you switch it and Putin's the little kid and Trump was the daddy, Trump would look at Putin and say, wow, I'm so proud to call this guy my son. He's, I would date him if he was my daughter. That's how close.
Oh God!
You know what that's from, right? He said that about Ivanka.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has a very odd fascination with Ivanka.
Yeah. If she weren't my daughter, I'd date her. Ew. That's things that I've never said to my daughter that would creep everybody out. That would be one of them. I've never even said that about your daughter. Ew.
I'm sorry, Dave. What was the underneath card?
The Magician.
The Magician. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's just the man. They manifest this kind of relationship, a father figure and son figure.
A lot of pentacles in this reading.
I think they've had multiple relationships where they've been father son, mentor mentee, expert. The experts and the worker. But I think that Donald tends to get the more younger, immature role to Putin's older, mature role. They're passionate about the same things. Passionate relationship, and I don't mean in a homosexual way. I mean, it's just like they're like two peas in a pod as far as that goes. Kind of an overarching energy. One's always showing the other. There's a leader and a follower. Mm-hmm. Leader and follower type thing with a lot of passion between the two of them.
To me, that's kind of like they feed each other like two trolls feeding each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And they keep their relationship probably in previous lifetimes have been very tight, very close knit. They share similar values. They have similar outlooks.
They want it all.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you look at a page in King of Coins, whatever their values are, they keep it close. These are not two people who are spiritually growing. They're spiritually repressed. Is there karma coming in this lifetime? Strength card here.
A strong bond.
Yeah, it's strength is it's this is a card of mastery. The woman is mastering the lion. The lion is stronger, but she knows how to manipulate the lion to get it to take the nasty medicine it doesn't want to take. And I don't think Trump is the master of Putin. Putin would be the master of Trump.
Yeah.
This could also be Lady Karma coming up and trying to force things through here. I'm not really getting much of a karmic, I'm not getting much of a karmic payback between the two of them. I think they're just it's like a father and son. This is just a dynamic that they've had for a long time. It's the bond it's a relationship they're comfortable with and familiar with. And they're not interested in expanding outward from that. I think they probably both had opportunities to expand from this, but I don't think either one of them took it.
No.
The only way you can get them to expand is to force them to expand. They won't do it. It's against their nature to do it.
So maybe that's what the strength card is, karma coming in and forcing them to grow.
And if they won't grow, then they get taken out. If they won't, do you think about the incredible agent for change Donald Trump could have been, change for good?
Yeah.
Could have been when he first came in.
Yeah.
He has the Republicans scared poopless about him. The Democrats can't stand him. But imagine if he started doing things that were actually good for people and started actually rooting out the corruption he said he was going to do, as opposed to, restocking the swamp with extra swamp creatures.
Yeah.
He could have done some amazing things. He chose not to go down that path. And this is the consequence. He will face the consequences for that.
Yeah. That's not a life review I want to go through.
Nope. No, thank you.
Ugh.
Anything you want to throw on this one?
It's just it strikes me that the two of them are linked, and it seems like when one goes, the other's going to go.
Sure.
We were talking about whether we should include Elon in this, and Dave's comment was, I think Elon's got a much longer runway. When
Putin and Trump go, which will probably be within a year of each other, I don't think Elon's going to go with a year of that. But I'm kind of curious if there's an analog for Vladimir Putin and Elon's life. I haven't seen it. I've commented many times that Elon Musk is like Trump 2.0. It's like a more successful version of Trump, but they are so similar in so many ways that they're both like this immature, insecure, have to pump themselves up type of thing. The only difference is Elon actually was a billionaire and became the wealthiest man in the world, where Donald Trump would sell himself as like the wealthiest man in the world, but he's really not all that wealthy. Donald Trump's had like 5 children from 3 different wives, and Elon's had like 13 children from 13 different women type of thing. It's like there's nothing Donald Trump can't do that Elon can't do way better. Can't take it to the next level or take it up a magnitude.
Okay, let's look at their health. How tightly linked is the health between Trump and Putin?
Melania?
Yeah, and are they destined to go together? Okay, so Knight of Wands, things are progressing, actions are progressing forward. It's right. The challenge is temperance, trying to keep everything balanced. I mean, they both have health challenges. No problem. No doubt about it. They are probably all meted up to keep them going. Underneath it is the 8 of Swords. It's not going to go away. What their health and their link to their health, it's right now it's one direction. It's a one-way path.
They both have their addictions, and then
In the
either one's
past,
going to go through rehab.
in the past, the two wands, there's actions that you could be taking in the future to improve things. But the current energy is they're just holding on. They are doing whatever they can to guard their health and hold on for as long as they can. It's kind of like those fingernails on the edge of a cliff. You know, eventually you're gonna let go, but right now they're holding on for dear life. Overarching energy is justice. That probably when one goes, the other goes. It's justice. I don't know if that involves the courts literally, or if it's just justice for the rest of us. Lesson to be learned is the Empress. You really should take care of things. It's all about taking care of the shrine. In this case, your health. Outcome is the Star. Oh, that's an interesting outcome. So I'm not exactly sure how to read that. Are their demises linked? And the outcome is the Star. It's kind of like it's like Temperance and the Star. Kind of, to me, they remind me of the same thing. It's you've got your in the Temperance, you're putting the magical elixir and trying to mix it up. In the Star, you're dumping it out. I don't know. To me, I don't know how to interpret the outcome.
In the Temperance card, what are they doing with the two cups?
They are sort of mixing.
Show the audience the card. They're mixing water from one cup to the other.
Yes.
Now show the Star card.
Yeah, which is basically.
What are the two cups doing in the Star card?
Yeah, pouring them out.
Yeah, but where's one going? Where's the other going? Are they going
one's going to the ground?
Spot?
One's going into the pool.
Yeah, one's going in the ground.
Oh.
One's going in the pool. Okay, so one crashes and dies on the ground. The other crashes and dies in the water. I think what you have there is a separation of the two. But I think when I'm looking at that, I'm looking at addiction. Because Temperance is about detoxification. It's like if you have drug addiction, that would be going through rehab. And I think they both have their secret drugs that they abuse. And Trump, and purpose only, there are some people who would say that Trump is addicted to speed, amphetamines. And one of the byproducts of amphetamines is you lose bowel control. So you'd be wearing adult diapers. Whereas Musk takes ketamine, which is kind of a brain resetter. I don't know if it's really considered amphetamine or not, but it could be. They could both be doing that. I just think that, I think they're walking down the same path. They're just not at the same. Somebody got a 70-year head. Got a what? I guess Trump's only 20 years older than Musk. I thought I saw something about Elon Musk. He's roughly our age.
Is he?
That's what I hear. But let me see.
Yeah, that would be about 20 years.
No, he's 53. Somebody was saying he was 60. He's 53 and Trump's like 75 years. Yeah, so a 25-year difference. I think they're walking down the same path.
Yeah.
I got nothing else. I don't like either person.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask one more thing, just a little four-carder. Spirit, is there anything else you want us to know about Donald Trump and Elon Musk? And Elon Musk. Please don't give me the same answer you gave me as Laura Loomer.
Elon Musk or Putin?
Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear me the first time?
I just wasn't sure.
What do you want us to? Oh, Jesus. What do you want to know about Donald Trump and Elon Musk? They don't like each other. They're not each other's cup of tea, but they are karmically linked.
They both take their orders from overseas.
Yeah, they take their orders from overseas. Justice is going to come after both of them as well. And the Knight of Wands is they're both kind of on that same path. It's a cautious step-by-step approach. But to me, it's they don't like each other. They're just two different people. They're the same person, but two different people, and they don't like each other.
Well,
it'd be like,
Trump always wants to be the star. He wants to be the center of attention, right?
Yeah. Trump wants to be the center of the universe. He wants to be the star of the show. Elon Musk is always grabbing the spotlight, trying to take it away from everybody else.
Well, and for Trump being so insecure, he's so insecure, and you see Elon can do everything Trump could do, only one step ahead,
But Elon's also incredibly insecure. He's on Discord things saying he's this great like League of Legends player or something, and he doesn't even know how to do the simplest things in the game. It would be like playing Heroes of Might. This is a game that Gary and I play, Heroes of Might and Magic, and not understanding how to build up your castle to get your troops.
How to upgrade your buildings.
Exactly. Having no clue as to what the usefulness of that is.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's made online personas to pump himself up. Donald Trump's done that with Baron. What was it, guys? He had like David Dennison was one of his alter egos, and then Baron something another was another one of his.
Yeah. I just remember because he named his kid after
John Barron. It was John Barron.
John Barron.
He took his middle name and then Barron.
Oh, okay, got it. His favorite name.
Yeah, so it's just like they pump themselves up because it's pathetic. They're both small, pathetic people. They're perfect for each other. Unfortunately, they're telling the rest of us what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lucky us.
Okay, thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. We appreciate it.
If you like the videos, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We put out a new video every night at midnight. Sometimes I even talk. And leave a comment. I read them all.
Apparently, Gary did a Trump health video, and the spirit came in and said, "Stop," and frazzled his recording.
Well, you know what happened was this morning after I found out that I was silent. I was joking in my the video I just put up that's coming out tomorrow that in the 70s our mom probably wished that we'd shut the hell up and sit still, and her wish finally manifested 40 years late, 50 years later.
Our mother would never say such things about us.
She would just hit us with a wooden spoon instead.
Anyway, so, I imagine you have some shout outs that you want.
I do, in fact. Thank you for
people abused by Miss Marianne not calling out even this most basic of names, such as
Beth Waller. I can't believe that Beth was never called out on Romper Room. Maybe we should give her a card, David.
Maybe she probably never went by Elizabeth. That's why.
Could be.
But there we go. The
chariot. We can move.
We keep throwing Miss Marianne under the bus.
You've got Elaine Sheridan. She
everybody's cup of tea. This is contemplation and enjoying all the finer things.
And then we're going to wrap it up with the Goofy Girl. I don't know what her name is. I apologize, but she was in the UK and they had Miss Roslyn on Romper Room.
I don't know if Miss Roslyn. I wonder if Miss Roslyn was the warm fuzzy type.
I don't know. Maybe she had the instead of a waffle stomper, she had the Romper Room paddle.
Yeah,
the cricket paddle in the wall.
They had Sister Mary Linebacker as their Romper Room.
Okay, put the blue balloons back, otherwise Sister Mary Linebacker with her cricket paddle is gonna teach you what from what.
Mean old nuns.
I'll tell you. Yeah, we did not go to
tell the stories.
We entered the school system just as things are getting less corporal.
Yeah. We didn't go to Catholic school, so we didn't have to deal with that, but still.
No. Okay, it's hard for the rest of us. the fool card because you hung out with a couple of fools for 30 minutes.
Rethink your life choices.
Exactly.
Take care.
All right, folks. Take care.
Bye.